Today I'll be unboxing my new Gene Keys book while talking about the year, new year in human design and Gene Keys. So I've got my new setup now, so I'm a bit nervous. Alright, so now we have the sun transiting in line 6, 41.6. So I think it's perfect because now we all have a bird's eye view of energy of Jinky 41 over the last 5-6 days or so, and it's perfect because Jinky 41 signals the start of the new human design year, the new Jinky year, the new year within your DNA. Alright, so I'll just try to multitask over here, and let's hope that I'm not in practice mode right now, and I hope I can see myself. Alright, so that if there's any comments or anything, I can see it from my iPad. Alright, so let's talk about the new Gene Keys, new year in Gene Keys. But first, wait, let me show you my new Gene Keys book. Ta-da! There's this dragonfly. This is like the special edition of the normal Gene Keys book. Okay, this is the special edition. So I'm excited to open it today with all of you while talking about the new year. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and open while talking about the new year. So the new year in Gene Keys, right, starts when the sun transit in gate 41 or Gene Key 41. And when we talk about Gene Keys, right, we talk about like 64 Gene Keys, 64 gates. They are actually reflecting that energy, reflecting what is going on within our DNA, and that's why it's called Gene Keys, right? So it's like there are like 64 codons. Codons are like the 64 different possible combinations within our DNA, and Gene Key 41 actually correlates to what is called the start codon, meaning like if for every strand of every sequence of DNA, there is always this start codon that signals the start of a new strand, the start of a new type of programming within your cells, and that's what Gene Key 41's energy is represents what is in the start codon of our DNA. Alright. Oh my god, this book is so pretty. But I'll go into the book later on today. So after talking about the new year and Gene Key 41 as well as Gene Key 60, which comes before Gene Key 41, I will be opening this book, and we will be using this book as oracle to see what message we have for the upcoming year. So back to the new year, right? So now the sun is transiting in Gene Key 41.6, which it has entered Gene Key 41 for the last 5 or 6 days. So you might have felt that urge to change, or maybe another way of describing it is more like you might felt more open to embrace change, to take different actions, to invest in yourself so that you can bring your dreams into form. And that is the energy of Gene Key 41 playing. And Gene Key 41 goes from the shadow of fantasy to the gift of anticipation. It takes me a while to recall this. Okay, so the Gene Key 41 goes from the shadow of fantasy to the gift of anticipation. And if I were to describe Gene Key 41, right, you can think about when you open up a Google Doc, an empty Google Doc, and you have the cursor blinking over there waiting for you to type in something, right? So now that cursor is like anticipating all the ideas, words, dreams, all your creativity. It's anticipating all this juiciness within you to be expressed out into words inside the Google document. And that is what Gene Key 41 is about. turning your dreams, ideas into form, materializing them into form. And I think it perfectly describes how, how we go into the start of a new year. And that's what a lot of people in the human design and Gene Keys industry would say, that like on the 21st or 22nd of January, depending on which time zone you're in, it is actually the start of the new year within you, within your cells, because your cells felt that switch turning on, that change. Because when the sun transits in Gene Key 41, it is activating, whether you have Gene Key 41 activated in your profile, in your chart or not. When the sun passes through Gene Key 41, it is activating that particular codon, that energy, Gene Key 41's energy within your cells. So everyone, on the 21st and the 2nd, for the past 5 or 6 days, will feel this openness to embrace the change, to start something new, to anticipate the new stuff that's coming, almost like how we talk about making New Year resolution on the 1st of Jan, right? And counter to what a lot of people say, like 1st Jan is not the real New Year, which sort of agree, but we must remember that we have the new moon on the 1st of Jan, the new moon energy on the 1st of Jan. So even though it might not be the best time to make New Year resolution, it was a time, probably at the time we might felt the energy to go deeper within ourselves, to reflect on what has been going on in 2024, what we want to take with us, what we want to leave behind. And that brings me to Gene Key 60, which is the last Gene Key before we transit into the new year in human design and Gene Keys within your genes. So in Gene Key 60, right, it goes from the shadow of limitation to the gift of realism. And basically, you might realize, you might feel yourself sitting in a place where, you realize that, certain things in the past, what was working, what was not working, and what you want to bring forward. Because Gene Key 60's energy is about not just seeing limitation as limitation. Because when we see something as limitation, it's our mindset. It's not the actual thing or structure or system that is the limitation. It's our mindset. So when we open up our mind to actually think, okay, now I see this system and structure in the here and now, the facts in the here and now. So how do I work with it? How can I play around this? Or using this to evolve and adapt? And that's how we go from limitation, a more constricted mindset, to a more expansive mindset, which is realism, which is adapting to what is here in the here and now, and then working with it to help us achieve our dreams now in the new year. So you might see yourself, reflecting on starting to notice like what you can work around with. We talk about AI, ChatGPT. Some see it as limitation, some see it as a new beginning, the trend that we are heading into. So what is it that you're noting big? What did you notice in the past that was working for you? And what wasn't working that you can, just switch things up a bit, probably it is something that you can build on, play around, and that is what we can bring, the wisdom that you have, that you can bring on to this new year. And for me, like my culture celebrates Chinese New Year in 2 days time, on the day of Lunar New Year, the new moon. So for me, it is still like holiday time, almost like in between Christmas and New Year kind of vibe. So how I am personally using, leveraging the energy that's going on, right, is like Gene Key 41 brings to me the energy to anticipate, like all the plans and offers that I want to launch in this upcoming year, the dreams I have for my business. So I'll be able to, now I feel with anticipation, and instead of letting them stay as fantasy, right? The shadow, in the shadow of Gene Key 41, the fantasy is about like just dreaming and not bringing it into form, either thinking like, oh, you can't, We think of like the people in corporate having a lot of dreams and passions of things and ideas they want to do, they want to pursue, but it just stays as dreams and ideas, right? But now that you have started this business, I know that you already have taken that step towards your dreams, right? And now within this business, we are taking another small step, again and again, and that is how we bring our dreams, what we fantasize, into form when the time is right, when the place is right, when we trust in our inner authority that now is the right time, our intuition that now is the right time, instead of others telling us what to do, do this, do that. Trust in yourself, your inner authority. And this is the the vibe that we are transiting into. In 2027, you probably have heard that we are transiting into the cross of the phoenix. If you have been following Human Design and Gene Keys account, and that is where this dragonfly comes about, because the dragonfly represents Gene Key 55. And so trust in your inner authority, trust in yourself, your intuition. Always come back to yourself within, after learning about things around you, opening your mind to the what is possible around you. Come back to yourself. Is this right for you now? Do you have energy for it now? Like, what makes you feel alive now? What gives you joy in your business now? What else? So that is that's the new year we are transiting into. And so this period of time, I have plans. I signed up with a new coach to start in February. So that is me in the anticipation energy, and knowing what works for me and not doesn't work now. I'll leave something behind. Start to test and experiment new things in the upcoming year, because I believe I've heard from many coaches and mentors and fellow coaches and clients, right? 2024 has been a year where a lot of us went through a lot of things. We can see it as we tested a lot of things in life, in business, and now you can say that we are coming from this more grounded place to move forward. So it's time to take, I hope that you have taken some time to pause over the last 1 month or so, to pause, reflect, look back, and really see the wisdom in your experiences, and now ready to take all these experiences and wisdom to serve your clients, because truly you already have everything inside of you. Alright, so now let's move on to the book. So I mentioned like the dragonfly represents Gene Key 55, which is the era we are moving into, which is freedom, the gift of freedom. Alright, I have not seen the book yet, so now I'm going to open up and see how it looks inside. If you see me like looking there, I'm like looking at my iPad to see like if anyone comments. Alright, so you see here the Gene Keys book. Alright. Look, my new Gene Keys book. It is hardcover. Okay, so before I open this book, what I like to do is actually to just activate this book, set an intention before I use this book. So I'm just going to take a moment, hands on my heart, hands on the book, and I'm going to call in like the highest frequency, the quantum particles, a modality that I have learned to assist us with this little witchy ritual that I have. So bringing this quantum particle down to my hand to do this book, I'm going to activate the intention, the highest intention that the author, the Gene Keys group, the team has for this book, for the people of the world. And I'm also going to bring in my intention to infuse this book, activate within this book the highest good for all that I met, all that I serve, all that I use this book for. And so it is. Alright, okay, so now I am going to, so there is this like guidance that, oh, what's this? Never mind, I'll settle this later. So there's this like suggested way by Richard Wright, the author of Gene Keys, on using the Gene Keys book. One way is to just randomly open a page, let your finger, your hand land on the sentence and see what message you need right now. Yeah, just like an oracle card. Okay, let me move my mic here. Okay, so I'm going to use my non-dominant hand to choose a page. Okay, which sentence is the message for us today? Okay, I'm filling somewhere here. Okay, let's see what we say. Okay, this is on the 11th Gene Key. Okay, it's talking about the 11th city here. Okay, so I'm going to read this short paragraph. For the being that attains the 11th city, light is everything. They appear enrobed in light because that is all they can see. If they become teachers, which is more than likely given their understanding of the mind, they continually reflect their own light, but at the same time guide others into their own darkness. I don't know who this message is for, but I felt like this might be a message for all of us, because in a way we are all light bringers over here doing this work, coaches, healers, mentors, way showers, and you are the light, and we are here to guide others into their darkness so that they can find their light. In Gene Keys, we talk about our light is found in the darkness, our gift is found in the shadows. So yeah, your work is important. So I feel like this is a message for all of you, way shower, light bringers, energy workers, coaches, healers. Yeah, see your own light, and then you'll be able to guide others into darkness to see their light. And I think that's a perfect message to close off today's IG live. And yeah, and if you like how I talk about Gene Keys, explain Gene Keys in ways that are not only simple to understand but also practical, remember to give me a like on this video and follow me, Jane OJY, for more. And I'll see you around.